Last winter, I woke up with a throat that felt like sandpaper, so I warmed a jar and made something that stuck to the back of my tongue like a small, quiet rescue. The kitchen smelled like chamomile and honey, steam drawing memories out of the woodwork. I stirred, not because I expected a cure, but because the act of making calmed me. If you want something simple, slow, and soothing for a scratchy throat, you're in the right place. Welcome to Earthy Remedy, your space for natural remedies, real food, and everyday wellness. The research shows that small, ritualized practices can really change how we feel in a moment of discomfort. Today, we'll walk through why a chewable pastille can be so comforting, and then I'll guide you slowly through a kitchen recipe that's gentle, accessible, and grounded in tradition. I'm Samnang Bradley, your host and wellness guide. Picture this. It's late, the house is quiet, and that little tickle wakes you. You reach for something sweet and soothing. What you make and how you make it matters. Today we're making chamomile and marshmallow honey pastilles, small, chewy lozenges that linger and soothe. Here's what's actually happening inside your throat when it feels scratchy. The lining is a thin mucous membrane that can get irritated from dry air, allergies, or the start of a cold. That irritation activates nerve endings and you feel that tickle or scratch. Texture matters. Things that coat the lining can reduce friction and quiet those nerves. Honey's frickness, marshmallow-root's mucilage, and chamomile's gentle aromatics each help in different ways. Some by texture, some by soothing scent. So it's less about fighting germs and more about making the feeling of that throat less loud. That's a comforting distinction. Exactly. The evidence is clear that honey can reduce nighttime coughing and ease mild throat irritation in older children and adults. Marshmallow-root contains mucilage, a sticky, gelatinous compound that coats mucous membranes. Chamomile adds a calming aroma and a gentle sensory effect. It's not a strong antimicrobial on its own, but the inhaled scent can make you feel calmer. So the outcome we aim for is symptomatic relief. That's what the data and tradition both support. Really? I always noticed a spoonful of honey helped my kids sleep through coughing fits. Hearing that it's supported by research makes me feel better about offering it. It matters because symptom relief is practical. It helps people rest and recover. But a quick caution. These pastilles are for adults and children over 12 months. If you have pollen or plant allergies, chamomile is in the Asteraceae family. Proceed carefully. And if you're watching blood sugar, we'll give lower sugar swaps. Before we get to the pot, a tiny bit of history. Marshmallow root, not the candy, is Althea officinalis. It's been used across Europe and West Asia for centuries to soothe throats and coughs. Honey shows up in so many traditions as both food and medicine. People kept jars by bedsides and warmed them when someone was ill. It's care that's passed down in small, sticky doses. Okay, let's get practical. Get a pen or just listen. I'll say each ingredient once and the full recipe will be in the show notes. Ingredient list. 1 cup of water, our infusion base. 2 tablespoons dried marshmallow root, the mucilage source. 2 tablespoons dried chamomile flowers for aroma and calm. 1 cup raw honey, the binder and soother. 1 to 2 teaspoons lemon juice, optional, to balance flavor. Half a teaspoon powdered ginger or a pinch of cinnamon, optional for warmth. Vegan swap. 1 cup maple syrup plus 1 teaspoon powdered pectin. Equipment: a small sauce pot, fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth, silicone mat or parchment, a teaspoon or small scoop, a jar for storage, and a spoon for stirring. Keep everything nearby so you can move gently. Step 1. Pour 1 cup of water into the pot and add 2 tablespoons marshmallow root. Bring to a gentle simmer over medium heat, not a rolling boil. Simmer about 10 minutes, stirring lightly. You'll see the edges look slightly thicker. That's the mucilage releasing. Take a breath in and notice that texture change. Step 2. Add the chamomile and simmer another 3 to 5 minutes. The kitchen will smell floral and soft, a good reminder to slow down. Keep the heat low so nothing boils hard. Step 3. Remove from heat and let it sit 3 to 5 minutes. Then strain through a fine sieve or cheesecloth into a bowl, pressing gently on the solids to release the sticky liquid. Aim for about 3/4 of a cup of strained infusion. If you have extra, you can reduce it gently later. Step 4. Measure 1 cup of honey and warm it with the strained infusion over the lowest heat. Stir slowly until smooth. If you're using lemon juice, add 1 teaspoon now to brighten things. Don't let it boil. Gentle warming preserves texture and flavor. Step 5. Simmer that honey and infusion mix very gently for 5 to 8 minutes, stirring. You want a slight thickening. The mixture should coat the back of a spoon. Add ginger or cinnamon here if you like warmth. If it looks too thin later, reduce a little more over low heat. Step 6. Remove from heat and cool about 5 minutes so it's warm, not hot. If it's too hot, it will spread. Too cool, and it will set too quickly. Test a tiny drop on a clean spoon. It should hold shape loosely when you lift it. Step 7. Spoon rounded teaspoons onto a silicone mat or parchment, leaving space between each. For uniform pastilles, use a small scoop. Let them sit at room temperature until firm, usually 1 to 2 hours. If you're impatient, pop them in the fridge for 20 to 30 minutes. Step 8. Store in an airtight jar in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. In very dry climates, they may harden a bit. Let them warm a few minutes before chewing. If you see any sign of fermentation or mold, toss them. Common mistakes. Don't overheat the honey. Don't skip straining. You want a smooth base. And don't rush the setting step. If it's too thin after cooling, reduce gently. Too thick, stir in a teaspoon of warm water. A quick substitution note. I sometimes skip marshmallow-root if I don't have it. Works okay, right? It can work, but texture changes. Slippery elm powder is a great substitute. Mix about 1 teaspoon into the warm infusion so it hydrates evenly. It gives similar mucilage without changing flavor much. If you're going honey-free, maple syrup plus 1 teaspoon powdered pectin helps set. Those tweaks keep texture closer to the original. Up the chamomile for floral notes. Add a tiny pinch of lavender if you like, but go light, it's potent. For a spicier version, use more ginger. Taste as you go and make it yours. Serving guidance. Use 1 pastille as needed. Chew slowly and let it coat your throat. Best before bed or when your throat feels dry. For people watching sugar, note that 1 pastille is roughly a teaspoon of sugar. Use them sparingly and consider the lower sugar swaps if you need to. If you have diabetes or are on blood sugar medication, check with your clinician before regular use. Let's take a small sensory moment. If you have a pastille on hand, hold it. Feel its slight stickiness. Smell the chamomile. Sense the warmth from the jar. If you don't, imagine that small warmth and sweetness. Take a slow inhale and let that quiet settle in. This little ritual is the point. Making and tasting becomes an act of care. Safety note: do not give honey to infants under 12 months. There's a risk of infant botulism. If you have known allergies to marshmallow family plants or chamomile, pause and consult an allergist before trying this. If your throat pain is severe, come symptoms with high fever, swollen glands, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, seek medical care. This is supportive home care, not a replacement for professional diagnosis. A practical sugar guideline. Treat these as an occasional comfort. If you're managing blood sugar, limit yourself to 1 and speak with your provider about regular use. If you're on blood thinning medication, check before adding herbal preparations on a routine basis. The bottom line, texture and ritual combine here. The ingredients create a coating and a sensory cue that quiets irritation, and the act of making supports rest. The evidence evolves, but what we know is this approach provides meaningful symptomatic relief when used thoughtfully. A little encouragement before we go. You don't need a perfect kitchen. Use what you have, be patient, and let the making itself be part of the medicine. These pastilles are about the pause, giving yourself a small, intentional moment of care. We'd love to hear how yours turned out. Did you try the maple swap or add cinnamon? Send us a voice message or DM at our show handle, and please subscribe so you don't miss future recipes and gentle remedies. The research indicates rituals like this support well-being, both through ingredients and consistent care. Thank you for spending this quiet time with us. If you want the written recipe, substitutions, and storage tips, check the show notes. We've added a printable card so you can follow along in the kitchen. Listen to your body. Trust the earth. Feel the difference. Thank you for joining Earthy Remedy. If this episode helped, subscribe and share with someone who appreciates gentle remedies. Until next time, take a deep breath, drink some water, and be kind to your body. We'll see you in the next episode.